Asclepius looked down in flight and saw his reflection in the shimmering of a cloud. His appearance smeared almost, making him look like a different person, though in knowing, it was he. The resonant pole of neon yellow with the faint image of his electromorphic crescent of Mercury on its peak. The white robe almost matching the fluffy nature of the clouds below as he passed swiftly over them. On his way to visit his father Apollo, who was in a very talkative mood as of late, Asclepius figured it was due to his age more than anything. Coming upon Olympus, its grandeur almost having grown too familiar, thinking to himself about what it must look like to someone seeing it for the first time, and how it might be too much for a thing to handle that hadn't grown in its presence. Landing on the steps leading to his father's study and pushing open its doors, all came casual, but the appearance of his father didn't. His study was in a state that resembled his head, one in which could only be described as having been on edge for some time. But Asclepius had come across it on the downward end, for the frazzled nature of things wasn't at all isolated to any one location, almost to where its reach had spread so far that it was smooth, as a plank of wood looks smooth, but as well when it's shred to so many pieces that it is now a pile of fluff also smooth. This was the appearance he saw before him. Immediately recognizing his son's appearance, he looked upon him with the same feeling as described. "Asclepius," Apollo said, "have I talked to you about how great you are as of late?" "Yes, father," Asclepius said. "So much, in fact, that my greatness has become quite the annoyance to my ears." His blunt sarcasm giving them both a smirk. "Well, there is one thing that I haven't told you." "What's that?" replied Asclepius. "You see yourself flying around with all your friends, not knowing even of what you do. But in your adulthood, you will. And I just want you to know that when you become aware, your deeds will only be that much greater when done." This sounds like more praise than anything. Actually, telling, father. "Please." "By fate, what do you mean?" "That, my son, is something that will only be understood when you are there, and its hearing now would mean no more than the wind to you." Asclepius looked back on this memory, having mended another dream, himself nothing more than, for it was his disconnect from what others thought possible that allowed him to work on the minds of individuals as they witnessed what was before them, in which the dramatic change from the mind's point of view could only be reconciled as not being real, from which then he was free to work on the dream at hand. His father's telling to him long ago was of this very thing, in which Asclepius was doing the very same work long ago with the people around him, only having fun in his innocence, where now he had fun in his work of understanding.